Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to remind you to stop being so serious and have fun. And the reason this is my message is because this is my message to myself. This is the guidance that keeps popping up in my life. When was the last time you laughed so hard your stomach hurt, or you danced and didn't care what anybody thought about you, or told a joke to someone, or just stopped focusing on all of the things that you have on your to-do list? If you're anything like me, you're trying so hard to do the right things in life, to accomplish and complete everything on your to-do list, to be the best for your family members, whether it's your partner, your children, your sister or mother, or your father, or your clients, and you're forgetting to have fun. And if we're going through this life and living on this planet with everything that's going on, probably one of the most important things we need to remember to do is to have fun. I was driving home this morning. My oldest daughter is in 0 hour. So I get to drop her off first and then come home to the others, and I get up really early to do some of my own self-care things before I even take her to 0 hour, which is a class that starts before the rest of school starts in high school. I was so tired. I was thinking to myself how exhausted I was. And I was just thinking to myself, how can I keep going this way? And then I came across a video later that morning from Mel Robbins. If you don't know who she is, you gotta look her up. She's a funny blonde gal. And it was about having fun. And I was like, yes, this is the message that I need. And then later in the morning, as I'm working and checking emails, I have another message, and I haven't even read the whole message yet, but I just saw the intro, and it was from Matt and Julie Kahn, Kahn, love them too. And it's about having fun. And I'm like, okay, I totally get it. Like, I have some of the most fun, amazing people in my life, and I have become somewhat of a curmudgeon. I'm like, don't make me have fun. Like, I don't want to, like, don't make me have to do that. Like, my best friend, she is one of the most fun people I've ever, probably the most fun person I've ever met in my entire life. She does crazy stuff, like make us put on the little face mask where we have a different face on down below and you hook it onto your nose. I should have brought it so you could see it, or she'll bring little clown noses and make people wear them. Like, she's just a hoot. She doesn't have any children herself, and my children refer to her as their fairy godmother. Like, she's just a blast. She brings so much joy into people's lives. And sometimes in the past, I've gotten annoyed because I'm just so heavy into whatever's happening in my life that it feels like a chore to have to try and be fun. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. And then my husband, he's probably one of the most lighthearted, joyful souls I've ever met. And I'm thinking back on her relationship, and I feel like he's gotten more serious in the time we've been together, because life can get really heavy. And I'm sure I don't help because I'm very serious and I'm goal-oriented and driven, and I have things that I want to accomplish in my life. And somewhere along the way, I stopped having so much fun. And I was so much fun when I was younger, in my 20s. I'm in my mid-40s, nearing my 50s, and life gets heavy. What's happening in the world gets heavy. But if we spend more time in joy, having fun, spreading joy, helping others laugh, it's going to make it easier. It's going to make our path and others' path easier. As I was taking my second trip to drop kids off to school after I had already listened to this, I was watching a grandpa pull his little grandson to school, because there's a school right by our house on the way to where my kids go. And he was doing something silly, like hanging on to the side of a fence, acting like he was getting pulled, and the little boy is just cracking up. And it's just the little things. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be time consuming to try and have more fun, to try and bring more joy into your life, to be joyful for the people around you, wherever that might be, at work, for your kids, for your family. And so I want to say, don't be afraid of what other people are going to think when you just want to be yourself. Like maybe getting out onto the dance floor and being the first one out there, be the invitation that allows others to say, yeah, that looks like a great time. Get out there and dance. And then, being perfectionistic. I'm reading my notes if you're wondering what I'm looking at, but I get so caught up in being perfect with things that sometimes I just don't even take action. You could do something simple as, doing something fun at your night. Maybe you start hosting a game night, or maybe your house isn't perfect, so you ask a friend and you start having game night. We all need to find a way to bring joy back into our lives at this time where a lot of us feel heavy. Maybe you're like me and you're on a spiritual path and you want to do all the right things. I don't want to have to come back and redo this life or get to the end of my life and not have fulfilled my mission. And that doesn't mean that I can't have fun along the way. So make room for fun in your life. Tonight I decided we're going to make cookies. I need to make cookies anyways because I'm going to be dropping them off to my customers. But I'm like, my kids love making cookies. Let's get them in there and let's make cookies together, and let's have cookies for the kids and cookies to drop off to my customers tomorrow. Being in constant survival mode and over responsibility, when we get so focused on just getting by or doing everything on our to-do list, we forget to have fun. So it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be time consuming. There are little ways to bring fun back into your life, and I'll talk about some of those in a moment. And some of us are just tired. Like this morning when I was driving home from dropping off my daughter Sophia, I was just tired. I'd gotten up at 4:30. At 4:30, me and my husband are doing our Kirtan Kriya, which is the Satanama, which I've talked about, I think, in my last video. And then today was weights day, so I did a weight workout in the living room. And by the time I was driving home from dropping off my daughter at 7 o'clock this morning, I was so tired and I needed a nap, and I'd just woken up, What fun really does for you. Here are some of the benefits. It resets your nervous system faster than meditation sometimes can. Sometimes we just need to relax into our body and be joyful and put our body at ease. Meditation is wonderful, but laughter is so powerful. The day that I learned the Kirtan Kriya, the instructor, she made us laugh. She made us put our hands up into the air and laugh as loud as we could for 1 minute on and off. And it was funny. Even if you are making yourself laugh during that time frame, you started to laugh naturally just listening to everyone else laugh, because laughter is contagious. It reawakens childlike curiosity. If you've heard of this before, really, time is a man-made concept. There is no time really. And so Your child is alive in you right now, and your child wants to have fun. And so don't shut down that youthful aspect of yourself and disallow yourself to have fun, whatever that looks like for you. It magnetizes better relationships, to be joyful. You know, it attracts other joyful energy. What a blessing to have when we're so serious, or people are rushing through the grocery store, to crack a joke or just smile at someone and make them smile, or offer them something. My little boy, Derek, brought toys for a few of his favorite friends at school today, just to be joyful, you know, just to be kind. The littlest things can bring joy and kindness into others' lives, and that is the ripple effect. How much better is it to be or create the ripple effect of a joyful experience versus a nasty interaction, honking at someone who's driving too slow in front of you, instead of, you know, just being kind and waving at someone, smiling at the car next to you, not in a creepy way, but you know. And fun is spiritual. It's the vibration of openness, abundance, and trust. It restores energy and playfulness that makes your purpose sustainable. I feel so much more energetic today after I started focusing on fun. And it's like the whole, what is it called? In your brain, when you're focusing on something, like for example, when I was pregnant and then I started seeing pregnant people all around you, like when you are in joy and you say to yourself in the morning, maybe, I'm going to see something joyful today, or something today's going to make me laugh. Like, how much better of a way to go through life looking for something joyful, happy, or looking for a way to brighten someone else's day, instead of looking for something terrible, like, I know I'm going to be late again today to work, or I know I'm going to forget something at the grocery store. Like, let's reprogram our brains to find the joy and the happiness in life and the opportunities to help other people be joyful and happy. You might change someone's day. You might change the trajectory of someone's life just by bringing laughter and joy into their life. Life can be very serious, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to stay that way. So here are some fun ideas. Dance to a song in your kitchen when you're cooking. No phones, just you. Like, we are so used to being on our devices and distracted by our devices. Like, put it aside. Maybe you take a walk and you're listening to your favorite playlist. Being out in nature is one of the best ways to raise your vibration. And I should be taking my own advice because I don't get out and walk as much as I should. Try a new recipe for joy, not for health, but for joy. Like, make a new recipe with your partner or a friend, or have a night where you do a cooking party where everyone brings something to cook together. Everyone brings a potluck dish. Paint, doodle, color like a kid. Like, kids love to do that kind of stuff. My son loves to build with Legos. My girls love to have spa parties. The simplest things can bring so much joy and lighten people's lives. Go thrift shopping with $10 and buy something joyful. This is really embarrassing, but I have a Halloween party coming up at my sister-in-law's house that she has every year, and this is her last year. And I just told my husband the other day that I'm dreading going because I don't really want to go out and buy a costume because I feel like it's wasteful, because I'll probably never wear it again and I don't want to be wasteful. But I'm like, you know what? I am fine. I'm making something that is so fun. So many people love dressing up, and I'm turning it into a chore, and it should be a total blast. My husband's looking at me like I'm totally crazy because going to Halloween parties is so fun, and my sisters especially. My sister-in-law, her Halloween parties are so much fun, And the decorations are amazing. She decorates for like 30 days in advance. Take a free dance class, or, take a dance class or take a yoga class. That's something that I'm considering doing with my husband, taking dance lessons, having a game night, go to a local park and people watch, bring a picnic and just, observe people, observe the animals doing funny stuff in the park. So many different things. Baking cookies, like I said, messy can be fun. The kids love that kind of stuff. Maybe you have a nephew or a niece or a grandchild that could really use that time. Try and make it to where technology is, I don't know, not the focus. It's so easy to sit down and watch a show and numb out, Doing something a little bit more engaging for your brain, I feel like, is so necessary right now, where we can get so checked out of life. A family music night where everyone picks a song and dances, that could be a lot of fun. Anyway, fun isn't the reward at the end of your healing. It's part of your journey. Don't wait to have fun because you have other things that are priorities that you need to take care of. Take the time now to have fun. You will appreciate it. You will be glad that you did. And the people in your life will be glad that you did. And you will spread that from one person to the next, to the next, to the next. So if you are someone who has been taking life too seriously, I encourage you to find a way to do something to bring joy back into your life. Think back to what you used to love to do when you were a kid, or think of things that your kids love to do that you love to do with them. And sometimes even if you don't love to do it, just because my kids love to do it, I then love to do it because it makes me so happy to see them happy. So help us out in the community. Make a comment down below as to something you are going to do to bring fun back into your life, or give advice, something that you think we need to do to bring fun back into our lives. So thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time, and thank you so much for being here and supporting this channel. Have a wonderful day.